Hello, beautiful soul. Calista here with a little transmission all about Avalon and the Arthurian legends and the incredible sword Excalibur. This is not Excalibur, of course, just a replica, one from my collection, and a beautiful representation of the sword of truth, the sword of power from the famous legends. So I'll just wait a moment till everybody comes in. Hi everybody, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful week and are blessed with the sunshine. Honestly, it feels like summer here in Scotland. And over the last few weeks, while I've been outside meditating, receiving the sun, because when it's sunny in Scotland, you really have to be outside just to take advantage of it as much as you can. I've been swept up in the energy of Avalon and the Lady of the Lake, Merlin and Excalibur. And I know, because I've posted a little bit about this recently, how much the myth and the legend of Avalon really touches you. And I really feel like these are not just stories. While we can look back at the origin of the Arthurian legends and we can see it comes from poetry, from French and English literature, from Celtic poetry, some people believe it's just stories. I truly feel it's real. I feel like it taps into ancient memories that are held within our soul and our spirit. And when we start to work with, for example, the Lady of the Lake, the Enchantress, who some of the texts say was Merlin's student, I actually feel, and from working with her and just being in her energy the last couple of weeks, I really feel like she was the priestess. She was the one that actually taught Merlin. She held the sword of Excalibur, the sword of truth, of course, for Arthur, but not just for Arthur, for many, many different types of warriors, and not just human as well. She's got a great connection with the Fae, the ancient fairy folk, which of course is closely linked with Glastonbury Tor, which of course is the heart of Avalon. So welcome everybody coming in. Do I do anything with the swords? Yes, I do. These are ceremonial swords. I've been collecting swords since I was a late teen. I've got quite a lot of swords and daggers and athames, and I've actually had them out of the house while the kids have been young. I really haven't wanted them in the house. And literally it's only since closely working with Merlin, and as I say, all of these energies coming up the last few weeks, that I felt, right, it's time to get them back out of storage. It's time to bring them home. And it's been so wonderful to share them with the kids and teach them safety, of course, because some of these, this one isn't so sharp, but some of them are really, really sharp. But yeah, I work with them in ceremony. I also do a little bit of swordplay as well. It's great for fitness. And also every time I pick up a sword, it awakens past memories. I've had so many lifetimes as a warrior. I really feel like I've not had many female, especially I'm quite a gentle soul in this lifetime. But within me is this big masculine warrior. And anytime I play with my swords, he definitely comes out to play. So it's been really lovely the last few weeks to bring the swords back and just work with these energies. Why Avalon right now? I mean, Avalon, as I said, has been written about over the centuries. King Arthur's legend has been written, started, I think the origins go back to 400 or 500 AD. And then were made famous more in the 11th century, and then of course in the late 1400s by that famous work by Thomas, is it Malory, who was very much like a a J.K. Rowling of the 15th century, you know, really creating stories of Arthur and also putting in a lot of romance with Lancelot and Guinevere, and of course a lot of films have taken from that literature and that poetry. There was a famous poem called Merlin that mentioned, of course, Excalibur. But as I said before, I really feel like the essence of Avalon is the essence of magic, is the essence of who we are, and it's really a memory that lays dormant. So the last few weeks I've been working with these energies in the run-up to our ceremony that actually takes place tomorrow. I'm only running one ceremony a month. And in the run-up, whoever is going to come forward and overlight, we had Mary Magdalene, then we had Gaia and the mermaids come forward. And this month it's all about Avalon. It's all about awakening intrinsic magic within us and embodying the sword of truth, our sword of truth. And in the ceremony tomorrow, for those of you who are joining, we're going to be going on a journey to meet the Lady of the Lake herself, which in literature she's been called Nimue or Vivian. When I tune into her though, she has this essence of an elfin queen. And the first time I visited Glastonbury, which of course is the home. Everybody says some people say it's the Isle of Wight. Avalon was the Isle of Wight, or closely linked to Tintagel and Cornwall. I really feel like Avalon, the Isle of Avalon, the Isle of Apples, Isle of Magic and Abundance is Glastonbury. Was Glastonbury, is Glastonbury. And not only is it just a place, it's a portal, it's a realm, it's a memory that we can activate. But when I first went to Glastonbury, which I was reflecting before this video, was 22 years ago. When I was 22, the first time I went to Avalon, and I had just came out of studying medical biotechnology. Even though we grew up in Scotland, I came from a long line of spiritualist mediums and healers. I really wasn't talking to angels, and I wasn't doing the healing work. I was still very young and naive, yet open. And I remember visiting Glastonbury with my mum, and I was taken back by just when you enter that energy of that really town. It's not a city, it's more a town. You come into another world. It's like a space out with time. And I remember looking at all the people. There were some people just walking barefoot outside, just doing their shopping in their barefoot, and people were just really relaxed, and it just had such an amazing vibe. And of course there was loads of mythical shops and crystal shops. But when we visited the Tor, I really felt, even way back then, this deep connection with the Fae. And it reminds me almost as if they were cousins of the hidden ones in Iceland. When I visited Iceland, if you've ever visited Iceland, I'm sure you've heard of the hidden ones, because even now, still, the people connect with the Fae before they build infrastructures and buildings. They're so closely linked with the Fae, known as the hidden ones. So when I was there in the Tor, I felt this community, this fairy community, way down deep within the Tor. And since then, and as I've grown up, I've seen other people writing about this, other channels and mediums and healers feeling into the same energy. And I really do feel like the Tor is the gateway to the fairy kingdom in many ways. I think in Welsh and Celtic mythology, they even talk about this as the gateway to the other world, to the elfin other world. But of course, back in what would have been Arthurian times, Avalon was surrounded by water. And not only was it surrounded by water, it was surrounded by apple trees. And of course, the word Avalon comes from the Welsh word meaning apple. And I just wanted to show you something today. If you cut an apple in half, look what you get, this beautiful star symbology. In the last few weeks, since I've been working with these energies, I've been seeing stars everywhere. I've been seeing faces, like so much magic is being revealed in the environment. But yeah, back then, the Isle of Apples, the glass Isle Avalon, was surrounded by water. And of course, you didn't have the Tor on top, but you had the hill. And if you go now, you can actually still see the remnants of a labyrinth, this arcane labyrinth all the way up, which has close connection to, of course, the Celts, pagans, to the Druids as well. And often when you see a labyrinth weaving up a hill or a mount, it is a gateway. It is there as a gateway to bring you in to that place. So in tomorrow's ceremony, even though the ceremony is only for an hour and a quarter, it's quite small, a window of time, we are going to go into no time. We are going to go back to Avalon, or into Avalon, because really it's a realm, it's a memory, and we're going to awaken the parts of you that know Avalon, the parts of you that is magic, the parts of you that is fae. We're going to awaken, we're going to go on a journey with Nimue, with the Lady of the Lake. She is going to provide you with your own personal Excalibur. Why? Because Excalibur is a symbol. What does Excalibur represent for you? Purity, perhaps? Truth, clarity, cutting away of that which is not serving you. For me, the last few weeks, the symbology of Excalibur has been coming up to remind me of truth and justice and integrity, which of course the Lady of the Lake stood for. And if you look back some of the stories, it's said that she put Arthur through his paces, and the sword and the stone, the stories of the sword and the stone, which originally was the sword and the anvil, actually wasn't the true Excalibur. That one broke. And it wasn't until Arthur had proved himself pure, as the pure king of the people, that he received from Nimue, the Lady of the Lake, the real Excalibur. So tomorrow in the ceremony, we're going to receive our own Excalibur. Do with it what you will, friends. Use it for greater truth. Use it for insights. Use it to cut away that which no longer serves you. You know, April time and moving forward throughout 2025, we're being asked to be more in our warrior essence, not to battle anything, not to be in the essence of fighting and arguing and chaos. No, just to stand in our empowerment, to stand in who we are, to not settle for anything less than who we are, to be really clear in our boundaries, really clear in our integrity, and start really living our truest, purest self. Not for anyone or anything, only because that's who we are. And living less than that is not truly living. So this is the play shop. This is the ceremony for tomorrow. I hope you will come and join me for that. And the Lady of the Lake and Arthur. We're going to look a little bit into the Arthurian legends, the mysticism of Avalon. You'll get to meet the Lady of the Lake. We'll be going in an inner journey, and you will receive your own personal Excalibur. And I'm really hoping by the end, because what happens in these ceremonies is we tend to go into the initiation, we do the journey, or we meet the beings that we're going to be working with, and then for the next couple of weeks, for that month often, or the few weeks, we're really in that energy, we're in that field of resonance with that being or with that civilization. And this time we're going to be in the energy of deep, deep magic, deep healing, deep abundance, because of course we're working with the energy of apples, of magic, of mysticism. So I cannot wait to see what comes forward tomorrow, and also in that beautiful space that we will create over the next couple of weeks, just to see what will manifest for us personally, but also as a collective. Are you with me? Are you excited for that? Let me know if you want to come and I'll send you the link, or you can get it on my website at calistaascension.com, and it's under Awakening Avalon. So much love.